Jack Siebel? Brad, has he done enough to protect himself from himself?
Not yet. No. I think he just said, look, I think I'm going to be right to play, but we're not confident that if he cops another really heavy knock, he won't re-injure it. So, I mean, as we've always said, structurally it's okay, but he's got to have the function back to 100%, and then even once he's got that, he's got to have his strength absolutely 100%. It's good, but it's not quite at that level. So, against a very good contested ball side in Sydney, and we know the way Jack plays, we're not really prepared to take the risk with him, so we won't name him. But the good news is he should be right for the week after.
I think Mark Thompson said that at this stage of the season you don't really need to take risks with sore players. Is that sort of your thinking as well?
A little bit. I mean, I don't think you want to take a risk with anyone, but I suppose the positive for us is that we didn't have Swallow and Siebel last week, and our inside midfielders did a really good job. So we don't need to. Want any great rush to replace them, and Zeeb's obviously is an important player for us, but the other guys got the job done, so we'll continue with them. Unfortunately, we'll lose Jamie McMillan for 4 to 6, but he's been playing mostly in defence for us, so we've got lots of options there. With, the experience in Ferrito and McMahon, the run and the form of Liam Anthony has been sent back to the VFL with some specific things he's had to work on, and he's gone away and done that, and we're confident that he can come in and play AFL footy now. So we think we've got selection options to replace Jamie.
Is Majak close at all? Brady was really good for Werribee on the weekend.
Yeah, he's getting there. It's been continuity for him, so he's strung a few weeks together on the track and playing now. So he'll be competing with Daniel Curry for that third forward / ruck position, and he's getting closer and closer. But I think while Daniel Curry hasn't transferred his training form to game form yet, honestly, I think he's getting opportunities. He's just not quite grabbing them. So, we're pretty keen to keep giving him an opportunity until Majak forces his way in.
We saw the young boys were really important for you guys last weekend, and you spoke about that. But if they don't back it up or have that consistency, it counts for very little, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But I mean, the young guys are experienced. It's experienced youth, so they've played a lot of footy. It's not as if they're new on the scene. And Luke McDonald's a young player, but he's come in and taken all before him. So Greenwood and Bastanak, they've played a lot of footy. So I expect them to continue on. And if they don't, we've got others to replace them. So there are going to be spots up for grabs in the near future with Siebel and Swallow on the way back. And so it's competitive, and that creates a good environment for us.
You haven't had a win over the Swans in your career. Be looking forward to breaking that duck?
Yeah, well, we've had some close encounters, and 1 point loss at Etihad, and we only get to play them once a year. So I think we were 22 points up at half time last year down in Hobart. So we take a little bit of confidence out of that, but I'm sure they'll take confidence out of their second half against us. So it shapes as a good game. They played well last week, particularly late against Adelaide, and shapes as a good game.
What sort of troubles you, or what about their game troubles you guys?
Oh, well, I mean, they've just been a really, to be honest, I mean, they've been a good side, so they've beaten most sides. It's not just us. There's nothing, I think, that stands out about Sydney. They're just a very, very good, honest team, a disciplined team who run extremely hard. So it's a pretty good formula when you play that way, and that's what we've been working towards. And I think we've never been better placed to go up to Sydney and take them on, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
What about Lance Franklin in a Swans forward line? He's regained some form.
Yeah, I think he's always dangerous. I mean, even if he's not kicking goals, he's a dangerous player, and we've got a lot of defensive options to take him on. And Scott Thompson has held him goalless before, and Michael Ferrito, we thought, did a good job on him last year when we narrowly lost to Hawthorn. So there are lots of options there if we choose to bring Ferrito in. But he's a dangerous player, and the fact that Sam Reid and Goods and Tippett are not there provides a few less headaches.
Brad, you're very you backed Drew Petrie quite a lot in your press conference after the game on Sunday. Do you expect a little bit more from him this week? He's had a couple of games where he hasn't really troubled the scorers that much possession-wise.
Yeah, he kicked 2 goals in round 2 and was pretty important. I've told him not to handball the ball over the top when he takes a contested mark in the goal square, because he was goalless last week. He shouldn't have been, and we thought that he was probably unfairly treated a few times in front of goal. So, if he gets those free kicks and he takes the shot from the goal square from a contested mark, he's kicked 3 and done his job. So it's a fine line for key forwards. But look, Drew's a rock of our forward half, and as long as he's presenting, it gives our ground level players an opportunity. And Lindsay was able to kick 3 and Boomer kicked 3, and a lot of that comes from Drew's contests in the air.
So you
Does he
think
need more protection?
Sorry?
Does he need more protection in the umpires? Or?
No, look, I'm my North Melbourne hat on. Of course, I'm going to say yes, but from the way the game's being umpired, I'm on record as saying I'd prefer the umpires to miss free kicks than call incorrect free kicks. So, I'm a fan of the way the game's being umpired at the moment, but the umpires have just got to pay the ones that are there, and if they're looking for what the intent of the defender is, I think they can make that call pretty easily.
How's the captain coming along? How far away is he?
Yeah, he ran at top speed today, and he wants to be named as an emergency as a possible late replacement this week, but we're not doing that. But he's close. I think we're being really conservative with him. We'd love to have him in as soon as possible, but at the same time, we're conscious we've got to get him in at 100% with a lot of training behind him, and he's done a lot of training, but he's going to play at VFL level regardless of what the temptation of match committee to bring him back in. So hopefully he's only a week or two away from that.
With Zeebs, you said not structural, but we saw him having more scans this week. Is there a risk that even though you hope and think he'll be right next week, that it just won't recover in time even for that? Could it be more long term?
I doubt it. He's having scans because there's some fluid which is consistent with any trauma in terms of a direct knock, and there was some fluid pooling around the tendinous junction of the shoulder. So we had to assess how much that fluid is draining away, and it looks really good now. So the rescan looks really good, and he's recovering as we expected him to in the first place. So look, I mean, we're hoping it's only going to be another week, but it won't be longer than 2.
Brad, can you tell us about the Run for Kids program as well while you're here?
Yeah, you had a prompt. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic initiative that Mazda have really supported this the Run for the Kids, and I think raised over $9 million for the Royal Children's Hospital, and a lot of our players now have got young kids, and a lot of them require the help of the Royal Children's Hospital, and it's timely this time of year that we think of the Royal Children's Hospital with Easter around the corner. So we're really hoping to continue to partner with Mazda and the Royal Children's Hospital, and hopefully play some footy on Good Friday in the near future. But great initiative, and North Melbourne's happy to support it.
You more likely to do the run or eat the eggs the guys are about to find?
Eat the eggs. Yeah, my pre-season campaign finished a long time ago.